Hello and welcome to today's fly tying adventure. Today I'm going to be tying the Whidge. It's a small midge pattern. In the vise I have a size 14 Caddis pupa hook, and I have an attached to 10 glass bead. It's just for weight. Anyway, I'm going to start by attaching the thread and running it down the shank of the hook and a little bit past the bend. And wind my way back to the bead after that. Then I'll snip off the surplus. For the rib, I'm going to be using small copper wire. So I just push the copper wire under the bead and then I'm going to wind my way back. Trying to do touching turns, but I'm not too finicky about it. So before I make my way back, I'm going to put a little bit of wax on the thread just so it lays flatter. Or rather, so it just gives it a little bit of a gloss. I'm just going to reset the hook so it faces a more normal pattern. I just did it that way just so I get access to the back. And wind the rib forward. And bind it down. Then helicopter it off or snip it off, whatever you prefer. So from there I'm going to prepare the wings, which are Goose Biots white. So I'm going to take 2 and spray them out like you would do with a prince nymph, using them for the wings for the prince nymph. So it's just crossing them over and doing a kind of an X pattern. We're going to tie off where the 2 meet together. So we're going to tie off and bind it on top of the shank. It doesn't always work with me. I'll probably end up putting them one at a time. My fingers aren't always that coordinated. Anyway, doing a manual like this, I can be a little bit more finicky with them. I'm not going to make them perfect. The fish's teeth tend to rip them apart anyway. With this fly especially, I tend to catch a lot with this fly, and half the time I just have little white nubs here and there because the fish's teeth have ripped them up. Anyway, bind it down and snip off the surplus of the Biots. Now I'm going to cover this up with a little bit of golden olive dubbing, which I'm going to use for what would basically be the thorax of the fly. So just a little pinch. You don't want to overdo it. just loosely dub it, just so it's nice and spiky and kind of messy looking. But that's what you want. I'm using Awesome Possum dubbing. That's what I had available, and any kind of golden olive dubbing would work. Anyway, whip finish and tie off the whip finish to tie off the fly and snip off the tying thread. And add a drop of head cement. I tend to add a few more coats after the fact. This one tends to get a lot of fish bites, so anyway, I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.